gotta be the worst news I ever heard. I just can't. I can't keep going on like this. Stop. Hello everybody, I'm Robert Storms. Welcome back to the channel once again. If you're finding me for the very first time, be sure to click that subscribe button. So Collider has reported Lucasfilm has decided to take the Obi-Wan movie and put it on hold indefinitely. It isn't true! That's impossible! No! I have to tell you, as a Star Wars fan, these are very dark times for us. Because we have no idea what the future of our franchise is. It's almost better when George Lucas had the franchise and we just didn't see it for like 15 years. Because now Lucasfilm is telling us we're getting this. Oh no, we're not getting this. Oh, you're getting this. Oh, we're not getting this. Oh, you don't want that? We're giving you that. That's the way it feels. Kathleen Kennedy has no idea. She mishandled the property of Star Wars from the moment she signed that paper and George Lucas handed it over to her. She has misused these properties. Say what you want about George Lucas. Say what you want about George Lucas going back and re-editing everything. At the end of the day, it was still Star Wars. And George Lucas had a vision of Star Wars. Kathleen Kennedy has misused this property from day one. From day one, let's recap everything that she is messed up on. And I'm not talking about the Saga films, because I'm a fan of the Saga trilogy. But even in the Saga films, as much as I like them and I love Last Jedi, I am not going to sit here and lie to each and every one of you and say there's not problems. The first problem with the Saga films was there was no overall story. Never once did they come up with a story for 3 films and they decided to go that route. Not once. It was like, JJ, you do your movie. Rian Johnson, you can do whatever you want. Oh, don't worry about that. We'll worry about that in episode 9. Colin Trevorrow's got that. What, Colin Trevorrow don't have that? Because we fired him. Oh, JJ, you're back. Come up, try to make this make sense. That's how they mishandled the Saga films. These solo films, these standalone films, have been misused from day one. First, you get rid of the opening crawl, which is what makes Star Wars Star Wars. Hell, the Nintendo video games have an opening crawl. The books have crawls. The comic books have crawls. You take away the crawls because you think the crawls is what's going to make it different than the Saga films. It's called your title. If you would have just kept the damn number system in your Saga films, nobody would be confused. If it was episode 7, The Force Awakens, episode 8, The Last Jedi, when Rogue One and Solo came out, you wouldn't have to call it a Star Wars story, because a Star Wars story sounds like someone's reading me a goddamn book in kindergarten. Gather around, everyone. I'm going to tell you a story. A Star Wars story. Since this woman has stepped into Lucasfilm, she has made mistakes after mistakes after mistakes. Let's go over some of the directors that she has fired. Josh Trank. Oh, you're going to come in, you're going to do the Bounty Hunter. Oh, you're fired. Colin Trevorrow, you're fired. Lord Miller, you're fired. Like, how many damn directors? This lady's fired. It's like, if these directors aren't giving you what you want, why'd you hire them in the first place? Like, you should have knew Colin Trevorrow wasn't the guy to do episode 9. You should have known that from the beginning. But no, you bring him in, you let him do all this work, and then you can him. The problem with Kathleen Kennedy is she doesn't understand Star Wars, and she sure as hell doesn't understand Star Wars fans. She doesn't understand what fans love about Star Wars. We want Jedi. We want lightsabers. An Obi-Wan movie is something we all talked about. Even after Revenge of the Sith, when we knew there wasn't going to be any more Star Wars movies, we hoped that maybe one day we would get like a side story with Obi-Wan, with Hugh McGregor come back. And now Lucasfilm's like, no, that's not happening, because Solo tanked. Solo tanked because nobody wanted a goddamn origin story of Han Solo. Nobody wanted it. These spin-off movies are supposed to be original stories that's supposed to be separate from the sagas. How is it separate from the sagas when you're telling us every goddamn detail about how Han Solo got his goddamn fucking name? And I swear to God, you have to get rid of the stupid titles, a Star Wars story. I'm tired of calling Star Wars a Star Wars story. It's not a Star Wars story. It's supposed to be Star Wars Rogue One. That's the way it should be. Star Wars Rogue One. The reason why Star Wars is in the state that it's in right now is not because of Disney. Because let's look at what Disney has done with Pixar, with Marvel. They are successful. The reason why Star Wars is in the state that it's in right now is because of Kathleen Kennedy. She doesn't understand Star Wars, and she sure as heck doesn't understand Star Wars fans or the mythos behind what Star Wars actually is. That is facts. But I want to know what you guys think. How do you feel about the Obi-Wan movie now not happening? They're focusing on the Saga films and then a new trilogy. Be sure to leave those comments in the comment box below. Tell me how you really feel. And until next time, as always, I'm Robert Storms, and that's my opinion.